And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I can't draw, never could, never have, probably never will. And that's why Pictionary has never really fascinated me. It's kind of funny to watch, but I always like games that kind of allowed you to draw, but kind of compensated for lack of skill. The Sketch It, the Backseat Drawing, Squint, those are games that allow that. And here's another one called Sketch It. Well, I just said that. Sketch It is a game that's kind of supposedly going to stop people who are good at drawing, because this one's about drawing as fast as you could, and you can sit there and draw a work of art, but you'll get fewer points than everyone else. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at it. The concept of this game is very simple. At the beginning of each turn, each player is given a card, such as this card, and then players will roll the die, and everyone has to draw what is on this card. So, for example, here I rolled a 6, it shows pretzel, so I quickly, on a piece of paper that I have provided with me with a pencil, I sketch a pretzel. I put my initials in the corner so people know which way to orient the paper, and then I stick it in the middle. As soon as I'm finished drawing the picture, I stick it in the middle and I grab the highest value. So I could almost draw nothing and grab the highest value, but someone has to actually guess what my picture is. So everyone keeps going until everyone has grabbed one of these values. Then we shuffle the pictures in the middle and each person gets one. So let's say I get this from another player, and I now have to guess what this is. I get one guess. So I say sponge, and they say no, it's cheese. So let's say that player, we'll just call him Eric randomly. Let's say he had the 3 in front of him. If I had correctly guessed cheese, then he and I both would have gotten 3 points. However, since I incorrectly guessed it, then neither one of us gets any points. So you can see basically the goal of the game is to quickly yet correctly draw. So it's going to favor those who can sketch things very quickly. But like, for example, I don't think I'm going to guess that this is rice. And maybe I'll guess that this is a carrot. But that might be a chance I'm willing to take, because drawing slow and getting 1 point for sure, and drawing 1 point and getting possibly 6, that's going to be very tempting. So the game is all about speed drawing. You keep going and you do this 10 rounds in a row, which is possible because there's 6 things on each card, and cards are double-sided. So you always have piles of things to draw, and whoever has the most points after 10 rounds is the winner. Now, I wouldn't mind if this hadn't come in a tin, because, well, tins just don't work for me these days. I mean, they're good for lunchboxes, but it's not a bad idea. In fact, it's a good idea. Grab the number, quick, fast. You know, you want to draw a stick figure and grab it. They're probably not going to guess it. But in the long run, if you have someone who's fairly good with their sketches, can draw pretty consistently well and fast, they're going to dominate at this game. At the same time, I mean, it is silly, and what you'll find out, this is what a game will degenerate into. And we're like, grab a point thing, grab a point thing, because nothing matters if you lose, and if someone might guess right, then you get the points. And so you have the game drags out then, because you have all these pictures and no one knows what any of them look like. And maybe someone will get 1 point or something, and at the end of the game you'll find you have a score of 4-3 to 2-1 or something to that effect. And that's kind of lame. So it's going to work well in some groups. It did not with mine and the groups that I tested it with, but I can see potential here, but I'm not going to hang on to it long enough to fully realize that. So I'm drawing this one out. Terrible pun.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.